Hey, it's your friendly neighborhood Henry. Welcome back to another episode. This video I'm going to be showing you my 2019 back to school desk setup, inspired by Morrison. Let's go ahead and get started. For those who've never seen a video by Morrison and his desk setup videos, he's always inspired me since the first episode to make something that's not only minimal, but something that is both modern and something that's different. And with this desk setup, I did exactly that. I wanted to make something that was minimal, but something that I still had everything that I use on a daily basis without having to sacrifice anything. So this is as bottom key as it gets to really not have any compromises for my desk setup, but nothing too crazy where I'm spending a crazy amount of money. In fact, everything that is on this desk, really the only thing I didn't change was my mouse and keyboard, my desk, and then my laptop. Everything else I changed. I literally worked from the ground up to make a desk setup that not only worked for me, but something that would inspire you, just like Morrison inspired me. So, I want to go ahead and talk about it. The biggest part of a desk setup are two things: the monitor and the desk itself. For the desk itself, it's the desk that I had in my last desk setup video, which is a glass top standing desk. It is automated, and it has a touchscreen panel if I want to adjust the height to either sitting or standing position. You can toggle at least 4 different heights for this desk to fit every one of your needs, or if you like sharing your desk with either a roommate or friends or family, they can adjust their own height to what they want. And that versatility is really nice if there are several different chairs that you like to use or several different setups, or again, multiple people trying to use your desk. The second thing that's the same, and it has been for at least a couple months now, has been my MacBook Pro 2018. I had a review video, which I will link up in the title card below. Below? No, that's not right. The title card up above here. There we go. That's the right word. With my MacBook Pro 2018, it is pretty much maxed out other than the SSD storage, and it does everything that I needed to. It does 4K editing at 60 frames per second, has 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and is really fast and reliable, which is what I've been trying to get since I started college, which I only now just got. And then the third thing I didn't change about my desk was the mouse and keyboard. So with my mouse and keyboard, I still have my Logitech mouse and Logitech keyboard, which I'll leave down in the link description, and title card up here for my videos that I actually talked about it a little bit more than I will in this video. So let's talk about the new things on this desk setup. The first being this light right up here. It's not a smart light. It just works off of a remote, so you can change whatever color you want or whatever mode. I like to have it set on fade so it's not really that distracting when you're having it on your desk. I did not set up lights behind my desk like I did on my TV because I want something that is not too distracting but also is able to have enough light to fill up the whole desk. What's really nice about this light bulb in particular is that you can make it just a standard tungsten or daylight light bulb color. So if you just like having a standard light, you can do that. The lamp is also new. That lamp was only $20. What's really nice about it is it gives it kind of this industrial feel, but also something that's kind of modern when you have the sort of lanyard type cable. It matches a lot of the different power surge protectors that I've set up in my desk setup, both in the past and with my current setups. And what's really nice about it is that it tilts all the way up or all the way down, It does not swivel in a 360, but with the turning, I like to call it turning dial, the turning dial of the actual light bulb, you can change to whatever direction you want. So if you want to fill up the room with more light or RGB, you can tilt it all the way up and spread that light all across your room. Next thing that I did with my desk setup that I haven't really been thinking about with past setups as much is cable management. So before I try to do my own DIY project on desks in terms of like cable management, but I found a much more practical solution. And this was another thing that I was inspired from Jonathan Morrison. He always uses this cable management like 3M adhesive bar that you can cut. I tried cutting it in half, doesn't work. But like you need like really powerful power tools to cut through it. So keep that in mind with that link in the description, you gotta cut it. But that also means that based off of me trying to like break it, I couldn't, so I know that Walter can. Because Walter is why I have been so crazy about cable management recently. I wanted something that he doesn't have access to any of the cables sticking out. So with this, I'm able to not only tuck away all the cables, but make it so he can't reach any of them. So if you've got a cat, or maybe you just don't like to look at any of your cables, this guy's actually, I would say, I give it an A+. So one of my favorite cable management tools right there. So there's actually a second thing that I did for cable management. And it also kind of segues into the next part that makes this desk setup really different from what I've had in the past, is the monitor. Now I'm going to be going into the monitor in more detail in just a second here, but I want to talk about what's under the monitor. What I didn't know about my monitor is that it latches onto your desk so that you are able to save up space on your desk. What I didn't realize is that under my desk there's actually a big empty space under it where it's supposed to latch onto. Now with putting my cable management both adhesive onto and in between the monitor and the desk, there was still a little bit of empty space under it where it needs that support. So what I did is I took a piece of wood and I took a G drive 8TB hard drive and put them underneath it. It doesn't apply enough pressure to where it'll break it, and because it is a stainless steel design, I'm not going to have to worry about it breaking while being under that. Now, if it was the entire pressure of the monitor, I'd be a little more concerned, but it's kind of weighted by the metal part of the desk, but also the wood part. So I'm confident that it's not going to break, and it's really sturdy in there. So the fact that I have 8 terabytes of storage just built into the desk is pretty cool, because hard drives take up a lot of desk space, and they take a lot of space, well, everywhere else. And thanks to all the cable management that I did for my desk setup, what's really neat is I was actually able to feed the 60 Hz HDMI adapter / cable through my desk, through the drawer, so that I can pull out my drawer, put my laptop in, both HDMI and then my mini docking station that has power and the hard drive plugged into, and my desk setup is all ready to go. Because the only things I ever really plug into it is sometimes, very rarely, a solid state hard drive. I plug in my power and my monitor. I never plug in anything else. My mouse and keyboard's wireless. I don't have another accessory that's plugged directly into the computer. So really it's just 2 things I plug in and I'm done. So I guess this only leaves to the biggest part of this desk setup, the monitor. So for a lot of Jonathan Morrison's videos, and what really inspired me is him preserving so much space with it. And one thing that I've always seen in his videos is trying to center around, hey, this monitor will do so much for the desk. Really inspire you to make your desk setup both different and, well, just look cool. What I did with this desk setup is I wanted to find the perfect monitor because, well, my old one was literally dying and fading away, so I needed a replacement. And I waited patiently trying to find the right monitor, and I came across the Samsung Space Monitor. This is a 4K Ultra HD monitor that literally mounts to your desk and is flat like the wall that it is sitting up against. I do have a picture frame behind my monitor, so it's not flushed with that, and because I'm adjusting the height, I want it just slightly away from the wall for right now, but maybe in the future I will put something else behind the monitor, nothing at all, and then have it flush against the wall. But really the big thing about this monitor is not only that your entire desk has nothing on it other than keyboard and mouse and your light, of course, is that you save all that space. So if you want to take out your iPad and draw with it using AstroPad or Apple's new feature coming out in about a month or two, which is Sidecar, you're able to use that to draw and still have your complete desk setup clear, and you can still look at the monitor. So I haven't lost any features by having that monitor on my desk setup. What's also really, really cool about this monitor is it actually comes forward. You can bring it all the way to you, so you can see that 4K resolution right up against your face, which is really, really helpful for both video editing and with sketching, where you really need to make sure you got all those fine details. The 4K panel is extraordinary. It does support up to 60 Hz. It's not really made for gaming, but you can game on it if you'd like to. What's really nice though about this is it's not crazy. I got it during Amazon Prime Day for $375, which is not bad price point at all. And not to mention, it looks really cool. And yes, the stand did come with the monitor. That was included. It's a nice stand. Okay. I know what you're thinking, and I know what you're saying right down in the comments below. Henry, what about the speakers? Do you play them out of your Mac? Do you play them out of the monitor? Like, where's the audio? The audio is from my TV. What's really cool about the soundbar and subwoofer that I have plugged into my TV is that it supports optical audio plus Bluetooth. So I actually hooked this up to my computer and play music out of the soundbar and sound system. What's really cool is that it makes you feel like you're in a movie theater whenever you're playing music. Really, you can play this off of anything like your phone or something like that. The real benefit of using your soundbar and subwoofer with your desk setup is, well, it doesn't take up your desk. So you can have amazing sound quality and amazing speakers without even having it like on your desk at all. So you really get to not only preserve that space for other things, but it's pretty cool. It's also really cool liking, sharing, and subscribing to this video and my YouTube channel. While you're waiting for the next video to arrive, go ahead and watch my other videos. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. This is Henry. Catch you guys later. Matane. Oh, I have to click stop. That makes sense.